As we continue with the Yamaha 2013 Zuma tire replacement and checking the brakes, just little things that after 9,000 miles originally should be checked. So what I decided to do is I went down to a local Honda shop, and they were nice enough to put the new tires on the wheels. First thing I did was I cleaned the tires up. The old ones really good. They just had a little bit of dirt on them. But if you kind of take a little time, make things look a little nice, you might get a little better job. So you can't hurt a thing. So you want to check the front disc brake, disc, and you can feel along it. I like to take a little bit of sandpaper and just rough that up just a little bit right here. Your back tire, back wheel, you want to look at the drum here, and I like to put a little sandpaper on that too, just to rough it up, because it gets something called brake glaze on it. Now over here, this is kind of a work in practice. These are the stock brakes, and they don't look that bad. This right here is the shiny stuff, is brake glaze. And as your brake wears down, what it does is asbestos gets hot, very hot, and turns into powder. And that's why you see it on your everywhere. So I want to go in here and just clean this up a little bit. And I want to look for any obvious signs of leakage problems. It's just good to do if you want to, keep the bike and do it for a long time. All right. Damn, I'm getting old. Now around the front, what I'm going to do is, I've got this bucket here. It's got to be cleaned out. But I'm going to fill it with some dish soap or something like that. And I'm going to get a toothbrush. And I'm going to clean the glaze and everything off these two brake pads. And the brake pads, to me, they look like they're worn down a little bit. But you really can't tell, because it's a Honda, or it's a 50, and it may wear different. Now you can take off a nut here, and on the other side here, and these brakes will come out. What you don't want to do is if you don't know how to bleed the brakes with the insert and the bleeder, don't do it. Just leave it alone. So I'm going to take a toothbrush, clean that up, let it drip into here. I'm going to do a little bit of cleaning on the forks, just the inside of them. Just your basic stuff, nothing too bad. The back I'll do the same thing with. Oh, don't get 65, it sucks. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is, I think I might change either the coolant over here, which has got to be done. This is where the coolant goes in. Right here shows you, or it goes in right there, I'm sorry. Your oil is right here, and your oil plug is somewhere underneath. Down. Oops. One of these mirrors like this is really handy. You can see the oil plug right there. The oil, not the plug, but the other thing. And somewhere down there, you can see it right there. Do you see that big giant bolt right there? Right under the bike? That's your drain. So I might drain the oil while I have the rear wheel off. And then you could look up on the internet what type of new oil to put in it for leaving it stashed during the winter. And then when spring comes, You'll have all this done. You'll be able to ride, and it won't get too extremely hot where I live, where you can't do anything because it's 120 degrees out here. All right, so I'm going to clean up the back and the front brakes just with a toothbrush and a little water from a little cleaner from the sink. And because I've never done this before, I owned the bike 12, 13 years. Doing this isn't going to hurt a thing, just to keep it clean. One thing about keeping it clean is if you have an engine part or a fluid part or something that could leak, if you don't see any leaks right now and everything is just cleaned up a little bit, then you can, if something does leak, you'll be able to figure it out real quick. Now I know this sounds a little too much for the bike, but now is a really good time to do that if you want to. Remember, this 2013 is bone stock. This is my racing Honda over here, which is bone, flat out, hauls ass right here. I've modified everything on this because that's what I like to do. It's a good, it's even got a 90-mile-an-hour speedometer on it. But it's a good bike to play around and everything else. But with the stock ones, all I want to do is keep it in good shape. Because in the summer, what I do, that's my little truck of 31 years. I just leave it parked. I bought that new. Cost me, in 1993, it cost me $9,000. That's a good price. And if you wanted to buy the one with the the extended cab with everything on it, automatic, you would have been looking at $15,000. And I should have done that. What the hell's wrong with me? Okay.